Hello, everyone. I'm Sunir, President of the Cloud Software Association and CEO of AppBind. Welcome to another Agency Connect 101. Today, I'm here with Colin from GrowthApproach. Also, congratulations go to Colin today because you just got married, so I'm going to embarrass you right off the top of the call.
Right.
Thanks for making time for me and everyone else listening to this over your Zoom honeymoon. Where are you? I don't know what you guys are doing. What are you guys doing for your honeymoon?
We're keeping it pretty low key. I mean, these days it's hard to do too much out of the box, but yeah, we just had a fun casual wedding celebration this weekend, and then I don't know, maybe sometime 2021, 2022, something like that. We'll get to travel, do something cool. No plans yet.
You didn't think I was going to embarrass you off the top with that, but I did.
I know.
So first, thanks for doing this and telling your stories of how you're working with software companies. But tell us a little bit about yourself and GrowthApproach, like who are your customers, what services you offer.
Yeah, so GrowthApproach is, as of right now, it's a one-man shop. It's myself running it, and I offer business strategy and implementation for B2B technology companies. And there are a couple key areas that I focus on. One of them is aligning sales and marketing teams, because I often find there's a disconnect there. So making sure that they're working well and communicating well together, and setting up CRM. So I'm a Hubspot Gold agency partner, and that's my favorite CRM, although I've used many. And using those tools, using CRM integrations to create marketing experiments that drive sustainable growth through understanding what's working.
And one of the things we were talking about in the pre-interview that I thought was interesting was you had quite a menu of services that you're offering on your site as an outsourced part-time CMO, but you're starting to reduce the number of services you're offering and focusing mostly around HubSpot, I guess, and the ad products. What led you to decide to focus versus doing more?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really just when you're a small agency, when you're starting out with consulting, there's a real tendency to take money from anyone who will write a check for you and to do anything that people ask you to do because you're just hungry, you just want to get out there and do things. And it works, but the problem is you're always continually learning new things. And so you're always on the first level of the learning curve, and you're not really advancing to the level where you can deliver excellent results for your clients because it's your area of expertise. And so I think my mindset before, when I was starting out my agency, I've been doing it now for about 2.5 years, for probably the first 2 years of it was really just, I can learn that, I can figure that out. And then now it's starting to get to the point of, okay, how do I scale this? How do I scale my agency? And that comes from putting systems in place, putting processes in place, and figuring out replicable things that I can do for my clients. So all of that requires, looking at narrowing down the focus. And as they say, the riches are in the niches.
That's a good expression. As a Canadian, I would say niches. So the riches are in the niches. But that's so you said you're an agency of one right now, but you said you want to scale up. So are you actually trying to plan and build your company up so you can hire?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now I'm looking at a few different models. I've found that at least right now, I'm seeing there's a lot of companies out there that are looking to take their growth to the next level, and I'm getting more opportunities than I can manage. And so I'm looking now at the point of either finding other small agencies that I can work with, or potentially hiring, or a combination of the two. And then and I'm also working on scaling growing my pipeline, growing my customer base. So yeah, it's an exciting time.
I ask you these questions because a lot of the software companies in the association who are listening to this don't really understand agency life. And so sometimes they look at people and say, well, why can't you just add another thing to your mix? But focusing and building up a process is the only path to salvation, because you're selling time, right? And building up processes matter. And so, if they don't understand how they can help you, make time more productive, sometimes the message doesn't land. So smooth transition here. Like, speaking of my software companies listening to this, you have worked with a lot of products, and you've come to your favorites, but I'm curious about who's been the most disappointing. Why? How did they let you down?
Yeah, I would say I would say that probably one of the ones I've not been happy with is LinkedIn. In terms of the LinkedIn ad management platform, I found that the campaign manager, you might have gotten this answer before, I don't know, but I feel like
I've lived it. I've lived it. Yes.
the platform is just super hard to use. And if you run a lead generation campaign, it's actually pretty hard to even see the leads that you've generated inside LinkedIn. And so, and then I think the UI just isn't that great, and it feels like an area that they should just put more focus behind. Or with billing as well. So I know this is relevant to what you do. So
Yes.
the billing side in LinkedIn is kind of a disaster. They invoice you. It's like every day or every other day there's a new payment amount, and so if that doesn't line up with what the clients want, I'm dealing with that right now with a client where they want to pay monthly by, I think, by check, and there's just no way to do that with LinkedIn. So just feels like there's more that could be done there that would improve the experience for agencies and customers alike that are directly paying them.
Yeah, it's part of my standard spiel with AppBind, actually, that I used to set up. I used to be a CMO as a service like you, but I wasn't really trying to set up operations. I was just trying to get them to like a point where their internal staff would take over. But I put my card in their LinkedIn ad manager because I just want to get something up and running. But since I don't think about LinkedIn ads all day long, I forgot about it. And three clients, this happened to me. Months would go by, they'd hire a new marketer, and I see some LinkedIn ad charges in my card. I was like, what is this? So I had to call up my old clients. Hi, Eli. How you doing? Hire anyone new lately? Did I get these expenses paid back?
Yeah.
Do you think I got any more referrals from those clients? I did not. Yeah, this is a common thing with LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Thanks for teeing it up. That's what AppBind solves because I
Yeah.
lived it. It sucks. It's pretty funny. But LinkedIn, like, it's a great platform, but they're not really set up on an agency level because they're mostly used to direct sales, and that's like an interesting point. So, but you said like you have some preferred vendors now. So who's been the best software partner you've ever had, and why were they so great?
Yeah, so I would definitely point to HubSpot for that. I think I started using HubSpot back in about 2013, 2012 at the tech company that I was at, and just as a customer because and I love that it was easy, user friendly platform. And I think over the years, what HubSpot has done so well is that they've really leaned into the agency channel program, and they are putting a lot of resources and training towards their agencies. So obviously, there's Inbound, which is very focused on that. And then there's also all these different boot camps. I'm actually going through one right now, which is it's led by employee number 6 at HubSpot or something like that, one of the early leaders there, Dan Tyre. And so it's a really great program. They're investing in the success of their agency partners in a very strong way. And the result of that is that they just have thousands of agency partners out there pitching HubSpot all the time, every day. So it's definitely a win-win. But I really love the platform. And then the other thing they've done is they've continued to iterate and make improvements to the platform over time that make it more usable and allow it to serve more diverse scenarios. So that's why I love switching my clients onto HubSpot.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, they support you. They have a great product. They're committed to agencies. And I'm curious. I mean, you said you're gonna like focus your business around HubSpot. How are you building your business? Like, how do you sell your services? How do you structure yourself to grow by focusing down on HubSpot? What's your plan?
Yeah, so it all comes down to figuring out a monthly. So I'm doing everything with a monthly retainer model, and I think the beauty of it is that with the services that I'm going to be offering, they're not one-time fixes. So it's not these businesses that I'm working with. My real goal is to create a long retention period with these clients, because that's also a huge issue for agencies. You go through churn and then you never move forward. But so I think that the great thing is that with setting up everything with HubSpot, it's an all-in-one, it's a one-stop shop for everything your business needs, from service, support, marketing. And there are always more things that need to be done because your business is always growing and evolving. So I think for me, it's first focusing on retention, continuing to offer value over time, and then just adding on clients that are a good fit, that understand the value, and growing that way. So that's the goal, but I'm still in the early stages. Until now, I've been very focused on just having a few clients that I'm maintaining myself. So it's kind of a new chapter.
I remember the days of going from one to more. I decided not to do it because I've done it before, but the last time I did it, I decided not to do it and start a software company. Strangely enough, but it is an exciting time because you figured it out and it's time to grow. So I guess the last question would be, if people approach you all the time, like vendors that approach agencies all the time, if you had any advice to give them about how to best work with you so that you're successful and their messaging is successful, what would you tell them?
I would say really it comes down to making me look good with my clients. And so the thing that I hate the most is if I have a client, I'm working with them, and I say I need to find a new software platform for them to use. I go out, I do my research, based on their website, whatever it is. I recommend the platform. We start using it, and then it just doesn't work. Like it's just not, it's not the functionality that I thought based on what was on the website or based on our conversations. Makes me look really bad. And so I think the best thing is for software partners to really be intentional about the way they describe the product and have the agency's best interest in mind to make sure that it'll be a successful engagement for their client.
That's amazing. All right. I really appreciate you making the time, Colin, and congratulations again. It's been an exciting week for you.
Thank you.
And thanks for sharing that news with me. So, all right. Cheers, everybody. For more great insights on partnerships and software, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.